All right, guys, I am so excited. I got to sit down with Sarah Moliski today. If you haven't heard of her yet, you will soon. She's one of the vertical microdrama industry's most recognizable names, and she's from East Hampton. And she moved to Hollywood. So she's basically the perfect Hamptons to Hollywood guest. We sat down and went over everything, moving to Hollywood from the Hamptons, how she got her start acting, her early work, and also how we met and worked together in a vertical this year. Here we go. Welcome.
I love you.
I'm so happy to see you again.
I know, same. My Pisces twin.
My Pisces twin. So, like I said, you're like the perfect guest for the Hamptons to Hollywood podcast.
I mean, quite literally, that is my life. So it is from Hamptons to Hollywood.
It's perfect. So, just to were you born in Southampton? No.
So, a funny fact, I was actually born in Virginia.
Oh.
Randomly enough, my parents lived in DC.
Okay.
And so that's where I was conceived.
Right.
And that's where I popped out. And then my dad works in construction and he was doing stuff out there, and him and his partner were like, oh, we're moving a lot of business to the Hamptons. Like, would you be interested in going there? And the Hamptons 100% was not what it is now back then. So my parents were like, yeah, it's like a cute small town. It'd be good to raise the kid there.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right.
So then we moved. So
And how
I
old
think I
were
moved
you?
when I was like two years old.
So yeah, you're like
So pretty much, yeah.
raised.
Yeah.
Hamptons raised.
Yeah.
And what was it like? You kind of touched on it, but like it's back then, it was like surf culture, fishermen. Like, tell me
Yeah.
all about it.
Like, okay, to give you a vibe, my high school mascot is a clam digger. Like that's it's weird. No, it's like we were the clam diggers.
That is
like
so
what
funny.
is come on now. Like
What is
that's
it?
crazy. So it's just, I mean, the vibe there was no chains allowed at all. No chain restaurants, no chain shops or anything. Now, of course, it's like, Louis Vuitton everywhere and all these like super.
I remember when 7-Eleven came into Montauk, and it was the biggest
Oh,
deal
yeah.
of all time.
Oh, yeah, still is.
By the way.
When I was a child, I would steal my dad's work truck, sorry, Dad, and drive to the Sag Harbor 7-Eleven with my cousin to get Slurpees and Slim Jims because that was what we did. But
The diet of champions.
yeah, exactly. I miss the Coke Slurpee. It was the best thing ever. Love those Slim Jims.
And so you were like East Hampton proper, or like where? Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I grew up in East Hampton, and yeah, going back to your initial question, I mean, the vibe was very much small town, clam diggers, corn husking, skateboarding, surfing, just bonfires, just really chill vibes. It's just easygoing, and it still has that, but it's, as you know, and many people who are watching this know, it's just so different now. I mean, to be honest, I actually don't. When I meet people for the first time and, you're having a conversation, where are you from and everything, like, I don't say I'm from East Hampton because then it's always like, oh, and I'm like, girl, I'm not going to the Paltrow's knees. Like, I wish I was.
Right.
We're not all like that. So,
You're like Suffolk County.
yeah. I'm like, I'm a 631 girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. First I'm like New York, and they're like, oh, where? Like the city? And I'm like, no, like a little Long, and then they're like, oh, you're Long Island, yeah. And I'm like, well, no. And then they're like, where? I'm like, out east. They're like, what's that? And then I'm like, East Hampton. And they're like, oh.
It's like you can't win.
No, you can't. So I'm just like, whatever, just judge me all you want.
That's so funny. So yeah, okay. So you and I first met when we were shooting a vertical this year.
Yes, Swipe Lab, which is doing like really well also.
And you won an award for it.
Yeah, I did.
Congrats.
Thank you. And I'll say this, for me, I don't do that many leads in verticals because of the way I look, and I'm very known as the villain, and they really like me in that box, which is really fun. I love it. I love playing the roles. It's great. I'm always working. I am blessed. But to be able to, play a lead role and then get an award for Best Actor for that, I genuinely was shocked. I was like, at the award show, I was shooting another vertical series in Tampa, and the producer of the event called me, and she's like, you're going to have to go on Zoom. Like, I have to talk to you about something. And I was like, oh my God, am I canceled? Or like, what's happening?
did I
Like, I was
do?
like, wait, oh my God, okay. Like, is there like an investigation or something? And then they live streamed me up on the award show, and then they were like, you won Best Actress. And I was like,
You're like,
is
what?
this a prank? And they were like, no, just accept it.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Because you were
Thank
great. You were
you.
really good in it.
Thank you.
And yeah, we went on a date, an on-camera date. And it was
Did.
very fun. And then I died. And
Yeah, you had a glorious death. And also with verticals, microdramas, that doesn't happen. Like you don't really go into either really actual comedy or gore or anything like that. So that was really fun.
it was really fun. And it was really funny because actually, now that I'm remembering, I moderated, or like I emceed a vertical awards show, and the writer of Swipe Left was on it. And I was like, oh my God, I just shot your show.
Oh my
And it was like,
God.
because it was like well done. Like it was
really good.
It was one of the better scripts
It was a great script
that we've seen.
She's so nice too.
Yeah.
I've met her at a couple award shows too, and we're in each other's DMs here and
Yeah.
there, and she's the sweetest.
So I was thinking about when we met on Swipe
Mm-hmm.
Left, but then I had a memory, and this might be an embarrassing story for me. Because I thought, I was
I'm
like, wait
dying.
a second, did I meet her
Oh my God.
before? Okay, so let me paint the picture.
Did we?
I don't.
Wait, we probably have.
So-
Oh my gosh.
Did you ever have a fake ID?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like many.
You're like,
Instant yes. I had a ton because to get into the Sloppy Tuna, to get into Memory Hotel. Yes.
right. So I worked in Montauk from 2010 and then the summer of 2011. Okay. So I was
Okay.
22 and 23.
Okay.
And I worked at Inlet.
Okay.
And in 2010, whatever, it was like you got to like see, I was going out all the time, like every single night. You got to see like who was out. And then 2011, it's like a new crop. Like people leave, people come in. And I think that I had like seen you around, like out.
God.
No.
I also was chaos back in the day too. Sarah Moliski.
So I think that like, and because we have a mutual friend, Leo Daunt, I
Yeah.
was like, oh, like, he's like, oh, it's Sarah. Like, I think we might have met like briefly in passing. But then and if this was you, like, let me know. So I was working at Inlet, and you, or a girl, came in with like a mom and a dad and like a couple friends.
Okay.
And you ordered a cocktail.
Okay.
And then Inlet was like, a lot of underage kids were coming in, and like they were cracking down on serving underage people. And I was like, and you ordered like, I remember like the girliest martini of all time. I don't remember, it was like some pink thing.
Stupid.
And
yeah.
I was like, oh, can I see your ID?
was
and,
I like,
and you were like, yeah. And you handed it to me, and it was like not the girl in front of me. And I was like, do you have any memory of this?
I don't know if it's placebo effect, but like I feel like I was there, kind of.
And I was like, I looked at it, I was like, okay. It was like, listen, I can't serve you because I know you're not 21. And I felt like the biggest asshole, like narc of all time. But then the adults that were with you were just like they didn't like say she's 20. Like they didn't like
They were
vouch
like,
for
got
you.
caught.
So I was like,
Oh my God.
and I was like, wait a second. I think that might have been Sarah.
was I with a blonde boy?
Maybe. I think that you were.
I mean, my ex-boyfriend, James Bogetti, hi if you're watching, love you. We would go, it would have been him and his parents, because we would go to dinner with them a lot.
Yes.
For sure. The mom is gorgeous. Her name is Kelly Bogetti. She's the most stunning human I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Also an actress. She has a shop out there.
Oh,
Yeah, the Kelly B store.
B.
Yeah, Kelly B. She's insanely beautiful.
She was actually on this podcast
She was?
like years and years ago.
Oh my gosh. She is still to this day such a role model for me.
I love
mean,
her.
I lived with them basically because I was dating him all through
Yeah.
high school, and I was at their house all the time in Montauk.
Yeah.
They're the best. They
That's
are
so
such
funny.
a beautiful family. So
But I was like, wait, was that Sarah? So we might have met in 2011.
honestly, it sounds like something I would do.
But I was just like mortified. I was just like, I have to like be this like, because
Yeah,
I want to
you're
be like
like-
the cool 23-year-old,
Right.
and you're whatever.
Oh my gosh. I mean,
So-
that's so funny. I could see that happening
Yeah.
for sure. Probably.
Probably. So then you moved to New York, right, to kind of
Yep.
pursue acting because you were
Yeah.
acting in stage, like on stage in East Hampton.
Yeah.
And then you moved to New York to act.
Yeah. So I was involved in a local Hamptons theater company called Stages, and I did that from 8 to 18. And thank God for that program. I'm an only child, and it just gave me an outlet. I really was not the sports person. I
Yeah.
am not coordinated at all. And so that would give me an after school activity, which
Yeah.
was really important for me. I needed some structure and reining in a little bit.
Right.
So I did that. And then I moved to New York City and I went to Hunter College. And after Hunter, I did an acting conservatory called Maggie Flanagan Acting Conservatory, which is an amazing program. It is so rigorous and insane. And it's a 2-year situation,
Wow.
and you really just go in. And it's so, I'd say, what's really hard about it, it's not even necessarily like the acting. It's really like you kind of figure out what like fucked you up, and you just like face that. It's like therapy, but then you're like doing it in front of people.
You're like working it out.
And it's weird and awkward, and you're gagging and throwing up and crying and then learning your craft. So, yeah, then I did that. And then I was just living in New York for a while. And then I made the move out here.
Moved here. So, like,
Yeah.
when you moved here, did you know anyone?
Yes, my cousin, her and I lived together in Manhattan, and then she actually moved out here first. And then I came out here for a movie, and I still had my apartment in New York, and I was like, I'm very much like go with the flow. So I was like, whatever, I'll just sublet it and just stay at my cousin's. And then I ended up liking it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I've lived in New York my whole life. Like, let me just stay. And then now I've been here for like 8 or 9 years. I'm really bad with numbers and time. I don't
fine.
know what I did yesterday. Yeah.
So, what were some of like your early, like, dreadful auditions or like funny odd jobs that you had? Because we've all had them when we
God.
came
I
out
mean,
here.
if we want to talk about like Hamptons jobs, I've had millions.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
okay, so one of my funniest jobs in East Hampton. Okay, so there's a ton, but some that I've gotten fired from. So I used to work at the Maidstone
The
golf
Maidstone?
club. Golf
Wow.
club. And I am so not a fit for that because, I have a mouth on me. Also back then I was crazy, would do anything for a laugh. And my girlfriend and I worked there, Grace Ryman. And I got fired we were feeding the seagulls like Advil to try to get their stomachs to blow up. I know it's so fucked up. I'm a vegan now. So because we thought it'd be funny, and then
Right.
we were like cursing, and we were like just being little rats. And they were like, our clientele is not going to like this very much. So I got fired effective immediately from that one. I got fired from working at Citanova
Oh, yeah.
because I wouldn't buy the proper black shoes that they wanted me to buy. And I was like, I'm wearing black sneakers. And they were like, you're fired.
You're like, it's fine.
I know. I'm like, I'm literally a busboy.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
okay.
Just let me, yeah.
I got fired from that. Jobs that I have actually despised working out there. Okay, so a lot of locals, what we'll do is, you work in childcare in some form, whether it be like surf lessons or babysitting or something, because you can make really good money. The
Yeah.
families that come out there, they got a lot of money and they be paying. So I was making like $50 an hour to watch kids, and I'm like, that's great. But this one family, I will not say their name. It was. You see some weird shit. So this family specifically, the mom loved to parade me around parties. But it was weird. It would be like she would bring, or to dinners, they would bring me as like the help
Oh.
and like have me sit there with the kids, and it was just awkward.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse. Like if I'm babysitting your kids and you guys are out, that's fine. I can play
Fine.
with them and do my job. But it was like they liked making a spectacle out of me.
Like that they had someone
yeah, like,
to
oh
watch.
yeah, we have her. She's sitting by the pool with the kids.
Yeah, that's weird.
And I'm like, all right, like I kind of want to burn in hell right now. Like this is bad. So that,
Wow.
yeah.
Maidstone is like elite,
Oh yeah.
like Yeah.
I know, we can't even get in.
We
We can't even walk over there.
It's like,
No.
wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, so I worked there. I mean, I've had so many odd jobs. My mom had a restaurant when I was growing up. So she made me a busboy when I was like 8 years old. Like I literally was like in a restaurant cleaning tables, like
Right.
stealing food off people's plates, like drinking beer in the back, doing that whole thing. Yeah. My favorite job I ever had out east though was working at the Montauk Beach Club. This was the first year they opened that hotel right in the center of Montauk.
Yeah.
With the little tiki
Now
guy
it's some-
outside.
yeah.
I don't know. I'm sure it's something crazy
no,
now.
no, you're right.
It's
It
Montauk
is.
Beach Club still. Beach House.
Beach
Montauk
House.
Beach House.
Yeah.
And I worked at their little shop next to the pool, and it was cashmere called Minnie Rose. Literally best job I've ever had in my life.
Really?
Yes.
That's so funny because I wrote a book about like the Hamptons, like a novel, and I was like shopping it around for like book and
Yeah.
for, like, to booksellers, and I was like, oh, let me go in there and like see if they want to like buy a few copies, and they were like, no one here's reading, like they're all like partying, and
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it's true. They big drinker
Yeah,
community
yeah,
over
yeah,
there. But that job was great. No one bought any cashmere ever because who's buying cashmere at a pool?
Right.
But I just sat there and like tanned.
Yeah, that's a great
It was a
job.
great job. Great job. I can say though, I've been to celebrities' personal assistant, and that came from living out in East Hampton
Oh,
because
wow.
my dad works in construction and he would interact a lot of times with these celebrities' assistants because they have like multiple.
Yeah.
So I would be like not the number one, but you know, like number 4 or
Right.
number 3, sometimes number 2. So I had 2 jobs doing that, which was fun.
That is the thing about like when I worked out there too, like you just make the connections you make out there in the Hamptons are kind of like you can't make those anywhere else.
Yeah, I agree. It definitely helps.
Like if you're like a fun person and like, you know, like you are and like I was trying to be like you know, people like you're going to get stuff done, you know?
Mhm. Yeah, they do.
And you work hard, obviously.
Yeah, that's for sure.
What were like the biggest differences between like moving like there to here? Like what was like your kind of like culture shock like and do you still like miss like what are things you still miss about New York?
I miss New York every day.
Yeah.
I 100% do. I mean, the difference, I'd say, the thing about LA is it's lonelier, in my opinion,
Yeah.
because in New York, whether it be the Hamptons or New York City, you can go out and strike up a convo with someone where it's not like you're assaulting somebody. I swear, even like as a woman, if I talk to a guy, they're like, I'm like, all right, Jesus, sorry. God forbid. And I feel like
Right.
in New York, you can have any type of job. No one's judging you. Like you can literally do any job
Yeah.
and not be judged on your follower count, not be judged on who your dad is.
Yeah.
Even in the Hamptons. Like, of course, there's a pod of that which come out there, but nobody cares there. Here, it's just like, I don't know. I even notice it with my own friends if I'm going out with them. Like, we kind of just stick with the pod
I know.
and don't open it. So
Yeah.
it's, you know.
I feel like that too. I feel like I miss the directness of New York
Yeah.
too. Like I always say that like if someone in LA wants to blow you off, they're like, let's go have lunch next week. And I'm like, oh, I'm never seeing you again.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas like I think in not always, but like in New York, you're kind of like, oh, like you kind of know if it's not like a vibe, for lack of a better word.
Yeah. And it's fine.
And it's fine.
Here it's like, oh, you have
Right.
to just be sugarcoat everything. And then like everybody's lying though.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. So there's that. But then I feel like in LA, it takes, I don't know, like 5 years to really find your group and what you like about LA and like what works for you. I don't really go out, to
I don't
be
either,
honest. I
yeah.
don't do anything. I live with my best friend, which is really nice. And then we're always working.
Yeah.
But I miss New York a lot. I miss, in terms of like New York City, just being able to walk out your apartment and just be inspired. Like, as cliche as that sounds, I swear, whenever I'm in New York, I'm like, I feel more creative here and like, alive almost. And then obviously East Hampton is lovely and beautiful and chill and honestly, the most beautiful beaches in America, in my opinion.
I agree.
And such a cute vibe.
I know.
Yeah.
So how long were you out here in LA before you started kind of getting into this vertical? And how did that even like, because it's still new.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it is.
tell me how it all happened.
So I've always acted, and whether it be agents submitting me, myself submitting me, and 3 years ago I did my first vertical, and since I did that, it just kind of like snowball effect.
Hmm.
I started working for Real Short and love you guys. And I started as a villain, and then they just kept, because this was very early on too, where it was very startup culture,
Right.
and so they just kept booking me over and over and over again as a villain, and that was great. And then they were like, do you happen to have any casting director friends? We're hiring. And I was like, I need more money. So I was like, oh yeah, I can do it. Never cast anything in my life. And then I just learned. You just figure
Wow.
it out. I just was like, I will figure it out. I will follow every order. And luckily at that company, they do things well in a certain way. And so I got taught from them the way that they like things structured and what they look for. And I also have personally a massive network of actors that I know who are really good friends of mine, or I know who's kind of weird on set, or like I can text people directly where it's not weird. And
Right.
so it just kind of fell into my lap, and I love doing that as a job. I love it so much.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, I was going to ask you about kind of like that villainous side of you, because in the ones that I've done since we've met, I've only been the villain, which is funny. I mean,
Okay.
I like it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of it's fun.
It is fun.
What do you like about it?
So even before verticals, I'd say I kind of tend to get put a little bit in this box.
Yeah.
Maybe not now, it's very villain stark box, but bubbly blondes, like influencer vibe, or just like young adult vibe, like high school girly.
Right.
I love doing the villains because, one, I'll say this, it's a harder job in my opinion because we have so much more lines, and I don't know. I think it's like since I've started doing verticals, I can memorize things so quickly.
My short-term memory has been honed.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really made a difference in that for me, and where I'm not intimidated by a massive script. Like, I'm on set tomorrow. I don't know what I'm doing. I'll get my call sheet at midnight, and then I'll look at my sides then. And I've already read the script, so I know kind of what I'm doing. But so that definitely has been really helpful. And I'd say me being able to kind of let loose a little bit, and in general, I don't really want to play a character that's constantly just getting beat down. Like, I also just wouldn't do that well. Some girls are amazing at that. I'm not the one to do it.
Yeah.
And I think also being an actor, what's important is kind of not just knowing where it's easier for you to get booked in. And I know where I can easily get booked in. And so I just kind of ride that a little bit.
I think that's I was in an acting class in college once, and they said like we had to go around the room and like tell each other what we like just by our looks, like looked like we could play.
Yeah.
And I thought it was the most beneficial thing of any acting class, because it's like that's how you're cast.
Yeah.
It's basically like
Yeah.
what you look like,
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is gonna really unlock so many. Like, I'm not gonna have delusions of grandeur about like what I can and can't do. So
Yeah.
that's really interesting.
And of course, there's a fine line of not selling yourself short and not being like, well, I'll never go out for that because like I'm this type of look. Of course, try to do whatever you want to do in life. But I do think having the awareness is important,
Yeah.
because ultimately you want to get in the room and you want to get the job. So know
Yeah.
kind of what you're going to get booked as.
Right.
But playing the villain has been really fun for me because, of course, you can be like, oh, you're just like a mean bitch on screen. But I definitely like taking my villains deeper when I can. Usually I tend to make them in love with the female lead because that's more interesting to me, that I'm in love with her, not the guy. Who cares about him? Because I'm obsessed with her, really.
I
The whole
love
thing, I'm
that.
like, trying to tear her down.
Right.
And I think instead of looking at it just as, oh, she's like a super mean girl, it's like, okay, but why? Is it my parents didn't love me enough? Is it I'm super insecure about this? Whatever it may be.
Right.
So I do have fun with it.
And you do like a little backstory, like for each one.
I do.
It's
I
so
definitely
good.
do. And my personal favorite thing to do is give my characters zodiac signs.
Oh, how smart.
Isn't that kind of fun? Because then you
Yeah.
can like lean into a little bit of the stereotype of whatever sign that is, kind of.
I love
Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like super fun. When we met, my character Maya, she was a Virgo.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
she was a Virgo.
I love
My Virgo girl. Yeah,
I love that. That's really smart. I'm gonna steal that.
do
from
it,
you.
do it. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, and verticals, like since you've started 3 years ago, like they really have come they've come a long way in a short amount of time,
Yeah.
right? Like in terms of the storytelling, the writing, the acting, like some of them are still like a little melodramatic, we'll say, but kind of where you are in this stage of your career now, are there things that you like won't do? Like what kind of boundaries do you have around like what you won't play?
Yeah, for sure. I definitely have boundaries, and I'd say I'm braver with saying no because, as an actor, we're already so sensitive and vulnerable, and the fact that we're even getting a job is a blessing. Are you kidding me? And so for me to be like, yeah, I won't do X, 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 then you're like, we're going to just move on to the next person. So because there's so many verticals and I have been able to make a name for myself where I do get quite a bit of offers for villains specifically, not the leads yet, but that's okay.
You will.
I'm not scared to be like, this doesn't really work for me. I'm uncomfortable beating these children or like, the unsolicited like rape situations that happen with
Right.
the female lead. So I definitely think that because I've done so many and I know that if I don't do this one, there will be something else that comes my way.
Sure.
And I'd say now what I'm doing specifically is writing my own shows. And so I have a production company called FMA. And so we are doing a couple shows, which is exciting. And we have a show coming out called Models vs. Werewolves, and it'll be on Real Short.
Amazing. Congrats.
Yeah, it's cool. So I think, taking the successful structure and then modifying it to do what you want to do ultimately.
Okay, well, that was my next question. So you're obviously a psychic because I was going to ask you about FMA. So you kind of got together with a couple of other actors to start this. So like tell me like what you guys are planning, like what's the plan? Like what can you share?
Okay, so we have a lot going on, which is really exciting. We actually have a Hamptons themed show. I don't want to say like much about it, but
Yeah.
it's a Hampton show.
Fun.
We're about to start pre-production on it, so it's exciting and it's very
Fun.
close to me specifically, just being from East Hampton,
Of
and
course.
so I'm very excited about that one. But pretty much what we do, our structure is we have about 50 shows ready to go, and we pitch them to different platforms and see which ones they like, and we edit them also per producer or app, kind of, because some like things a little bit classic vertical, and then some are more interested in the newer kind of content, like some horror or
Yeah.
some Hamptons themes. So yeah.
That's really exciting. Interesting what you're saying about the writing too, because I was approached by this producer and who wanted to adapt one of my books into a vertical, and I was like, "Oh, this is awesome!" So I am writing. Well, we're developing it, right? So I
Yeah.
like kind of mapped out the structure and everything, and I'm so excited to be able to write something, even as just like as an actor, even if I'm not in it, even though I'd like to be, like it's so cool to be able. I know what I want to. Like the material I want. Do you know what I mean? So it's cool to be able to write
Yeah.
what you want to do. Like,
Yeah.
and I think by doing that, it sounds like you guys are, and that's my goal too, is to like up level kind of the vertical game a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. And ultimately work with your friends,
Yeah.
people that you love, and the characters you actually want to do. And, hopefully it's successful. If it's not, whatever, at least you tried.
Yeah.
At least you're doing something that's from you.
From you, exactly. Like
Mm-hmm.
an expression of yourself.
Yeah.
And then also Small World, that project of the book that I'm developing, the guy on the cover of that book is Eric Gilmet.
Shut up.
It's a small world.
Oh my God, Eric. I love that man with all my heart.
Shout out to Eric.
Of course, Eric gets a shout out on anything vertical related. He's the best.
He's the best.
And of course, he's hot modeling on the cover. Oh my gosh. Well, he'll probably be the star.
I know, right?
I can talk to him for you.
Okay.
I know him pretty well, so.
What else was I going to ask you? Yeah, so, there's so much in the news about verticals right now. Like, Paramount's picking up.
I know. It's like.
Do you think, in your professional opinion, expert opinion, are verticals, like, honestly, like, the future of entertainment? Like, do you think?
I do think they're here to stay for sure. And I think even though it's only been 3 years since they've been popping off here in America, they've been in China. Like, this has been a 20-year thing that people watch. And I mean, I don't know about you, and I hate to admit this, but whatever, it's the reality. If I have a movie on or a show, I'm on my phone.
I know.
And it's so bad. And I hate myself for it. I do. But I'm like on the phone doing shit.
I have to make a really concerted effort to, like, put it down.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? And it is hard. I'm like,
it's really hard.
It's really hard.
Like right now, I'm like, where is it? I hate it. I hate myself,
I
you know,
stole
for
it, yeah.
sure. Yeah, thank God. Take it away. Lock it away. So, you know, with the human addiction of the phones now, I mean, yeah, I do think they're here to stay. And that's a good thing. You know, we are involved in it and it's
Right.
exciting. Of course, there's different things happening with AI. And, you know, I think with every change in really anything, people are going to be annoyed by it, right? I mean, if people went to film school to make movies and now movies don't exist, they're going to be annoyed by that, of
Sure.
course. But I do think as creatives in general, we have to kind of adapt. And okay, if you don't like verticals and you don't like the microdrama stuff, okay, write your own and make it cool, horror or gory or whatever. But I don't necessarily think it's going to only be verticals. I think, you know, there'll still be TV shows and movies for sure. But I do think this is 100% staying.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's as bad as some people make it out to be.
Yeah. I don't think so either. It's funny, like, sometimes I'll, like, watch. I remember, like, my TV was, like, broken or something, and I would, like, fall asleep to, like, watching something on. I had to fall asleep to watching something on my phone, and I was like, oh, I can't scroll while I'm doing this because I'm watching my phone.
Oh my God, yeah.
Which was, like, funny. I was like, oh wow, this is kind of, like, dark, but it's also kind of, like, great.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
You
you're
know?
like, oh, I actually am gonna like watch it now.
Right.
Oh my God. Yeah, it makes
Uninterrupted.
you actually watch the thing more than it on the screen.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know, things change. Like, think about whenever people talk shit about verticals and they're like, oh, they're crap, like the vertical frame, whatever. It's like, right, but we said the same thing about movies and about network TV shows.
Streaming.
And all the things. So I think it's like, if you want to make stuff, just do it.
100%. I was listening to a podcast with Seth Rogen. He was on, like, the New York Times podcast or something, and the interviewer was saying how Hollywood is always in a crisis of it, and it's like there's always something.
That's so funny.
And it's, like, kind of true. And, like, I
Yeah.
think that this could be, like, a crisis, but it's not, like, really. I think it's just a new way of disseminating cool stories.
Yeah, exactly. And
You
of
know?
course, maybe some of the original microdramas that artists see, they're like, oh, that's crap. Okay, but like the one we just did, Swipe Left, is really cool and winning awards
Yeah.
and different. And I mean, I just shot a National Lampoon double series back to back in Tampa.
Wow.
And that's a huge name.
Yeah.
And they're doing verticals. Like, so I do think it's here to stay. I don't know necessarily if because back in the glory days of verticals, I actually I'm like 80. You know, you could easily get 300 million views on a show because there was less verticals. And now there's 5 million apps popping up. Everyone and their mom is making a vertical. And even for the viewers and the fans, like there's a lot to choose from.
Sure.
So it's a little harder to have a mega hit, I'd say.
Yeah.
But in general, yeah, I think people are going to keep watching them.
For sure.
So.
Going back to just casting for a second, like, how is being a casting director made you a better actor?
Oh my God. It has made me such a better actor.
Why?
Especially with communication, my self-tapes. I'd say the biggest takeaway I've learned is like you don't have to do all the things that you think you got to do.
Oh, interesting.
Like if I see, again, this is talking about specifically casting vertical soap operas. Like, I don't know if you're going out for Marvel, maybe don't listen to me because I don't know what I'm talking about in that sense, but I definitely know how to cast a vertical and what the clients want. So, you know, sometimes when actors will pay a self-tape service and like, do that whole thing,
Oh yeah.
don't. Save your money. You do not need that. Literally get your wall, get your lighting set up, and just shoot it. If you don't have a reader, you're fine. Do VO on it. We don't care.
You don't care about the VO.
No.
Because sometimes
No.
I will do that. Sometimes I'll read with someone. But like, yeah, that's not a deal breaker, is what you're saying.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not. Also, this is specific to my breakdowns. I don't need your full body fucking slate.
What's
It's
up with
horrible
that?
for the actor. And this is where it's like, I think being an actor makes me a better casting director because I'm like, we don't need to ask these actors to do that, where I know because I've had mental breakdowns over trying to get this full body fucking slate when I'm like, I look like shit. I'm disgusting. You're seeing my entire apartment that looks ratchet. Like,
Because it has to be horizontal. It's the most
horrible.
annoying
it's horrible.
thing of
And you're
all
like,
time.
no.
I know. Okay.
I don't like, even if the casting director says it on their thing, like, I don't think anyone actually needs that ever personally. Like, I've never submitted it since I started casting. I've never done the full body. I'm like, Google on my Instagram.
Yeah. My height is online.
Jeez. So yeah, I would say that also, okay, this is also just another technical tip. On Actors Access, you know how you can write a note?
Hmm.
You don't need to do that.
I suck up so bad. to
For
people on
sure.
this.
I used to too. I used to write, no, I'm not even kidding you. I had a copy paste paragraph. Hi, here's my Instagram, X
I'd
amount
be
of followers.
great for this role.
Yeah. Hey, Sarah. Wow. They don't read it. It's
Yeah.
no one's reading it because I'm just clicking like the headshots that work for the character, and then I do the tapes.
Right.
So I don't look at that ever.
How many people? I know it depends, but like, how many people are going? Like, are you seeing tapes from for a role?
So I'll have around 500 submission, 5, 6, 700 submissions per role. And then I choose around like a higher level. I choose a lot more because I know people aren't going to submit tapes, and that's okay. Like, it happens. So I'll choose like 100
Wow.
to see their tapes, and then I'll get back like 30.
Yeah. Wow. You'll get back 30?
I know, like, people don't do them. Like, literally.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And then maybe more. Maybe it'll be like 50. And then I go through it, and then I choose the ones that are, you get a shot to see it from the producers and the director and the client. And then I also, on all my shows, because a lot of casting directors will just give it and not give notes. If I know the person, or I actually, or I know that you did a really bad self-tape, but I've worked with you, and I'm like, I'll write a note being like, hey, he's amazing. I just worked with him. He's great, but his self-tape is ass.
Right.
And that happens a lot.
Yeah.
And also just going back to like, don't feel like you have to be perfect. It doesn't matter. I've booked an actor. He was doing a self-tape in a parking lot.
Wow.
Like, and he was the best option, and he was really good.
But you just have to see their talent.
Yeah. So,
Let me ask you one more thing about casting, just as
Yeah.
for my own personal.
no, for sure. Ask away. Ask away.
Do you like when you're casting? Because again, like sometimes the scripts are like really heightened or like, I don't want to say poorly written, but
No, it's fine.
Okay,
Yeah.
poorly written. Do you want to see like an actor play into what they think the vertical, like the tone of the vertical, or do you want to just see like how good they are as a true actor? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. It's a hard balance because, again, with casting a vertical soap opera, like, you could be a really good actor, but it seems flat for the
Right.
like, if you're auditioning for the villain and you're kind of just being like really grounded.
Right.
I think teeter between the both of it, because, for instance, I just auditioned for a villain, a huge villain role yesterday, and I was having this issue too, where I was like, I want to play it really grounded, but I know what they want. I
Right.
know they want like the certain like bitchy fucking
Can
moments.
you bring it?
So I would balance it. If you do have time, feel free to submit to types.
Yeah.
But if you don't, it's fine.
Okay.
It's not as deep as it seems from the actor. I know from our perspective, it's like, oh my God, it has to be exactly perfect. And like, oh shoot, I didn't like do that one eye thing I wanted to do. We don't notice it really.
Yeah.
And it's also the casting director. I'm going really quick through your tape too.
Right.
Unless there's something crazy that I'm like, oh shit, well, who's this motherfucker?
Yeah.
But like most of the time, because Vertical's also behind the scenes, I don't have a lot of prep time. Like sometimes I'll get hired and they're like, we're shooting next week. And I'm literally just making sure you're decent and I'll show it to them and then we'll go back and watch it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you think you'd ever leave? I mean, you would never leave acting to go kind of like, I mean, you're doing producing now, you're writing, you're casting. Like, would you ever kind of leave acting or what's.
You know what's funny? I'm not going to say the project. I did a project kind of recently that was so insanely horrible that I was like, I'm never acting again.
Wow.
They really rocked my shit. And I was like, you know what? I don't know that it's for me anymore. I might go into plumbing. Hey, I ain't gonna take that.
You're the construction heiress of East Hampton.
No, I am though. Literally.
Yes.
Hey guys, I'll plumb your toilet, or what is that? What was it?
Yeah.
How do you say it?
Plum.
Plumb?
That's the verb.
I'm gonna plumb your toilet. Got a clogged toilet? Call Sarah Moe.
That's the clip.
That's it. That's literally it. I'll plumb your toilets. But you know what? Like, I don't know. I love acting. I love it so much. But if I start EPing and the roles aren't really fit for me and I'm casting and doing all these things and I'm also getting joy out of that, that's fine too.
Yeah.
I love casting so much. It does fill my cup in a different way. I mean, whenever I cast a show, I really always try to visit my sets also and like visit the actors and just be like, hi, oh my God. And it makes me feel good to give you money. Like I know how hard it is to get a job. And so it fills my cup so much to be able to be like, yep, we're booking him and like I got you paid and I got you on a show and it just makes me happy.
When I've never felt like more pressure than the last Vertical I did when I was like the main villain of it and the casting director came on set and I was like, oh, I have to make him proud.
I know.
Do you know what I
guess,
mean?
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, because you're like, oh my God, fuck, he's
He
watching,
gave
he's
me
watching,
this
he's watching.
job. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
More than the director. I was like...
no, right. Because you're like, oh.
That's funny. Okay, so just a couple quickies. Favorite Vertical like you've done? Like Vertical, not role. The role is separate.
Okay,
but like,
so the
just
favorite
overall Vertical.
overall show, Alpha Academy, National Lampoon.
Is that the new one you just?
It's
one you just shot?
It's the one I just shot in Tampa.
Cool.
It's amazing.
Oh my God.
It's so good. It's so good. I can't wait for it to come out. Yeah, that's my favorite Vertical.
That's so exciting.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah.
cool. Least? No, I'm just kidding. You don't have to say.
I mean, y'all can scroll the IMDb. There's one on there.
What about performance you're most proud of?
Performance I'm most proud of, I would say Swipe Left, because also our director, Casey, best director I've ever worked with in my life.
He was really good.
Is one, hilarious, two, understands me. And so I feel like Casey is the type of director that changes his directing style per human. So like we'll talk in tongues and like riddles that don't make sense, but he'll say something like crazy and I'm like, oh, now I get what it means. He really was able to pull, get me. My biggest issue with, I'd say my weakest area is feeling like I don't have to perform or like try because I want to do it and make you see that I know how to do it. And for him to allow me to be still and just do nothing, but also act while doing that, which is harder in my opinion, for me at least. I can be over the top and crazy really easily. That definitely helped me a lot. And yeah, I'm really proud of that one.
It was really good. And it was like a grounded performance, but it had both, like to your point, like you gave a lot to it, but it was also like really solid.
Thank
like,
you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And
You're welcome.
Also because the character was out of my wheelhouse, and I wasn't confident going into it. I really wasn't. I was like, oh shoot, okay, like I need to lock in, like I need to make sure I, do everybody proud, and I don't look like I'm phoning it in. And so I didn't feel that way while watching it. So I was really proud of that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a dream role? Like in anything, like vertical, outside of like horizontal, like
Oh my God, horizontals. Wow.
what's that?
I know. Yeah, definitely. I'd say my favorite types of characters to watch is something like a Gone Girl. I love psychological thrillers. I love gore. I love horror. That is really my favorite type of thing. But also I love comedy. I would love to do more of that. So whether it be blending the two, or just doing different projects. But also I'd say probably dream role, it's like Scream Queens, something like that, like American Horror, things like that. But Rosamund Pike, anything she does, I'm like, you are amazing.
Scream, that is a good comp for you. Like, because that's campy.
Yeah.
It's funny, but
bitchy,
it's scary.
But fun. Like that world is my favorite world. Like a poppy comedy horror.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do.
Ryan Murphy, if you're listening.
Yeah. You're a villain, girly.
And then just my last question. Are you going back to the Hamptons anytime soon? What's the deal?
Yes, for sure. So I'm going back in August to visit my dad and also to shoot a production. So I don't know when we're doing that yet. Obviously, we're not going to be shooting in the summer. My team was like, oh, we should go in August and shoot. I'm like, girl, no. They're like, why? It'll be great. I'm like, if you ever listen to one word I have to say in life, it's we will not be filming anything in East Hampton in August.
There'd be no way.
No, none. So yeah, I'm going to go back and see my dad and all my friends because I still have so many friends who still live out there, which is so nice. And just vibe out.
Yeah.
I
know. Take a little vacay.
How about you?
I would love to go out. I just have to figure out what. It's so uncertain. Like, especially when you're like auditioning for stuff. It's like,
I know.
I guess I will go. Like,
no,
I could.
And then you're gonna book something the second you book your ticket, and you're like, oh, okay.
But I do want to go. Like, just see like family, friends, and everything. So maybe I'll see you there.
Oh my gosh, I know we should plan a trip.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for doing this.
Yes, thank you.
You're the best.
I love you.
I love you.
Do we hug?
We hug.
Yes. Yay, I love you.